An elite squad of nano-enhanced soldiers join forces with the faction to put an end to 15 years of unnecessary bloodshed under the brutal dictator Sopot. Red Faction 2.
Hello there, Steel Snake 72 with my Red Faction 2 medium difficulty playthrough. We are now on level 8 and this is a slightly trickier level, to be fair to it. It's got our first boss fight with Quill there, who we'll be facing at the end of this level. Now this first part of the level's quite tricky actually, because from what I gather, it's infinite respawning, like, you know, the good old Call of Duty days. So what you want to tend to do is, well, this is the beauty of the railgun here. Love it, absolutely love it. Like, there's nothing cool like that since probably the Augur in Resistance, because that also could shoot through walls and it had the shield. But the railgun, I probably just prefer the railgun from this game. It's even cooler. But it's quite a tricky section. Your best bet is to actually get out, mow the enemies down, and then get out of here as soon as you can, and basically run to where the level ends. Which, if you're not sure, you'll see me go for it in this level, because it's not worth hanging about in this level, because you get absolutely slaughtered. Because you start fighting these like zombie enemies a lot more now. Because you get into a point in the game where you start fighting the like nano-enhanced enemies, as opposed to like the normal humans. Because like games used to do in the day, enemies just started getting harder as the games go on, whereas I can guarantee you in Call of Duty World War II, the Germans in the last level will go down in the same amount of hits as they do in the first level. Which is fine, it's not a bad idea as a game, but certainly makes things more challenging, doesn't it? When health goes up. It gets you to use your skills, but this is what I tend to do. I tend to just leg it, because it's not worth hanging about. Just try and get to the second part of this level with as much health as possible. It's quite a mess. Head to that door, and that thankfully is the end of the level. And you get quite an odd cutscene here. It's a rare one. But then you've done that part, and that's probably the hardest part of this actually, apart from the Quill boss fight. But I've got a pretty good strategy to get you through that, guys. So stick here. I've got a pretty good one. She's not as tricky as she can appear at first. And there's the beautiful flame grenades having effect. The middle part of this level is an odd one because it's quite a lengthy section, so you want to make sure you don't try and die in these catacombs. And sometimes figuring out where to go here is really tricky. I've got footage of me literally wandering. I clear this room out, and for 10 minutes, I think it's like more like 5 minutes, I've literally no idea where to go. It's quite a funny clip. So this was like my second time going through all this. But it's pretty simple. You just got to go to the back room and blow a hole in the wall, I think. Just there should be some planks, yeah, so you just want to put a grenade on them and you can progress through. I'm probably going to be talking a lot of Red Faction in this video, guys, because this is a point in the game where I've been speaking in previous videos of how the difficulty starts stepping up, and this is definitely one of those. So I can actually talk a bit more strategy with you guys and how to get through these following parts. It's a tricky one. It is a tricky one. And if you have got Red Faction 2 on the PS4, please let me know, guys. What do you think? I mean, are you a fan of these like PS4, PS2 classic thing? I mean, it pales in comparison to the Xbox One, doesn't it? You know, because the Xbox One's got... I think I just saw Halo 3 when I've recorded this. Halo 3's just come out, I think. I might be wrong about this, but Halo 3 may just come out on the Xbox One. But unlike on PS4, you don't have to buy it again. You literally... just if you've got a Halo 3, as far as I know, you just plug it in your Xbox One. Bang, it works now after a patch or something. It's just, oh, it's so far ahead of us. Like, but it's the way it works, isn't it? Because it seems like Xbox right now is the most humble thing in the world. This was what the PS3, I suppose, was like towards its end. Because it's if you're the losing part in the console war, then simply it's just gonna... you're going to start being more humble and listening to your customers, aren't you, and giving them what you want to try and get back ahead. I mean, Xbox was always going to lose this generation based on E3 2013, wasn't it? If you get into all this, I can't stand console wars, but speaking from a business sense and just looking at it, you always knew the Xbox One was going to have a huge task, because it completely shot themselves in the foot. And with how cruel this market can be, a mess up like E3 2013, where you say all the wrong stuff and PlayStation says all the right stuff, doesn't matter what you do, and how many things you take back, people will always remember that, and they certainly did with this generation. And it's very much just a flip-flop, sorry, because PS3 had a disastrous launch. The stun grenades work beautifully here, by the way, as well, and get headshots with this gun because it's a beast. But the PS3 had a disastrous launch, never really recovered. I mean, I think in the end it did actually sell more units than the Xbox 360. Right at the very end, though, we're talking like 2013, but no one's coming away saying the PS3 won that generation, because it absolutely didn't. And the music's slightly Assassin's Creed vibe from that, but that sounds very Assassin's Creed 2 to me. I don't know if you can hear that clearly, but we'll probably go through a cycle next time, guys, where the PS5, if, you know, God, it feels weird to just even say that. Who knows, maybe the PS5 will have a shocking launch or something. It's all just, you know, I can't stand console wars. You know, stick with what console you works. I mean, why engage? I know most people that engage in these are mainly kids kind of thing, and younger people who are growing up, because when I was a teenager, yeah, I was a stupid little console fanboy. It's the most pathetic thing in the world. I look to see what Xbox is doing, but I don't own an Xbox One. I've never owned an Xbox console. Would I be against getting one? Absolutely not. If it's got the quality games that I want on it, I'd buy it if I could afford it, obviously. But I'm happy with my PlayStation. The games I love are on here. And that's just, it's a simple fact as that, really. I don't really get really defensive over either. You know, Xbox does something right, I'll praise it. It does something wrong, I'll slam it. The exact same goes for the PlayStation. In fact, I slam the PlayStation all the time. I think it's terrible at most times. Oh, by the way, the sniper rifle is beautiful to use here, because this is in a time where if the crosshair's on the enemy, it's going to hit him. So when you've got a one-hit kill like this sniper, pretty much, it's absolutely beautiful not having to aim and just be able to put that crosshair on someone and just fire it. And of course, on PC you just got amazing aim anyway, because of the way you use a mouse and keyboard, and it's a million times easier to aim than the console. And we're not even going to get into a PC debate, because, well, PC we know is easily the best platform to play games on, but I'm just a console person, I always have been. But I'd never go and slam what people like to play the games on. And I think anybody that does it's just sad, isn't it? It's just, what's the point? You love the games you play them on that. You know, I love Metal Gear Solid 3. I can only play that on the PS2, as far as I know, anyway. That'll do for me. Obviously, you can play it on the 360 now and stuff, but you know, if I was only a PC gamer, I'd miss out on one of my favourite games of all time. But who knows, if I was playing on PC, I'd probably have another favourite game, wouldn't I? So it's just go with what you like, I'd say. I mean, I was close to purchasing an Xbox One not that long ago, just for Halo, if anything, because I wanted to get the Halo Master Chief Collection and just play for them. Because unfortunately, Halo's just a game I've never played, and being a big FPS fan, I feel I've really missed out on something there. But who knows? Maybe one day when the Xbox One's pretty damn cheap. I mean, it's not exactly expensive now, but I got a big cash line about. I might do that, you know. And you've got the backwards compatibility on the Xbox One, so I could always pick up some old 360 games and play through some stuff. I think they got Metal Gear Rising on there as well on the Xbox One, which I don't know why Konami doesn't just release that. I would buy that. I'd love to have that on the PS4, because Rising was such a good game. I hated it at launch. I thought there's nothing in here for Metal Gear fans, but my tastes have changed and I've broadened my horizons a little bit more, and I'm willing to give hack and slash a go. And it was a pretty competent, solid game, to be fair to it. And everyone says the same about Metal Gear Rising. Like, I would never listen to songs like Rules of Nature in my spare time. It's not my kind of music, but my god, it works in that game. So great. And it's probably pretty good workout music as well. It's an amazing soundtrack. And soundtrack's an interesting one, isn't it? You don't hear a lot of people talk about soundtracks in games, but I think it's very important to praise a good soundtrack when you hear one, because it can add so much to a game, an iconic theme, and just, I think it's a really underrated part of game design. And unlike movie soundtracks, they're still going strong, because film soundtracks have definitely taken a turn for the worse, haven't they, over the past few years. But as for games, there's still some amazing soundtracks out there. And we're not far off the boss fight now, I believe, and it's a pretty simple. This is a very straightforward level overall. There's some funny dialogue. Yeah, that guy's not going to make it because he's going to run straight into my bullets. But they just mow down these enemies. Now, in terms of this boss fight and what it's like, I suppose it's not unlike the Black Ops 3 sniper fight, except you can't just kill the boss in one hit by dodging from side to side. You've actually got to put Quill under some intense fire. Dear oh dear, just burns himself, I guess. Oh my word. I'm stuck in silence at just how it's just hard sometimes not to play this game and laugh. It leaves such a smile on your face, and that's when you know a game's doing right, isn't it? You know, people want to hate on this game, absolutely fine. They've probably got some very legitimate reasons, but I'll always love it, you know. I am your destiny. It's just gone back to the future here, hasn't it? Yeah, and his only destiny was a sniper bullet to the stomach. But as you can see, there's lots of ammo here, which always signifies a boss fight in the good old traditional sense. Lots of health, so at least the game gives you a fair chance. And thankfully the boss fight does have a checkpoint before it, and this is the weapon you're going to want. You're going to want the Wasp and the rail drivers when it comes to boss fights, because they're so useful. They do the most damage because they're not the biggest bullet sponges, but they do take a lot. They do take a bit of a pounding to kill. So the boss fights can be tricky, and this one's the most trickiest, I think, sometimes because it's got all the other enemies with you. But I'm going to shut up now, and I'll commentate back for the cutscene. Not for the cutscene, after the cutscene, sorry.
I'm up here, Alias. Start praying for a quick death.
So yeah, Quill boss fight. So what you got here is obviously you've got Quill on the balcony just up there. You're going to start in this room, I believe. And what makes this tricky is you've got a lot of other enemies. What I like to do is head straight out and fire all my Wasp rounds straight onto Quill. Forget the damage you're going to take from all the enemies around you on the balconies. Dodge the rail driver fire. It's not all that complex, guys. Just keep moving. Keep firing at the rail driver. It doesn't need to be bang on. See, you're taking a fair bit of health there. So try and get all your shots off. If possible, try and not lose a health kit, but it's not a disaster if you do. So then I like to switch pick the weapon that you feel comfortable using. For me, it's this, big LMG. And I'm a big fan of this right side. I'm going to stick here, I believe. So what you want to be doing is just picking off most of the enemies that hide around you, like I've done. And then what you want to occasionally do is switch to your rail driver, because there's always going to be an enemy that keeps going on that balcony there. Take him down, because I think he's going to fire grenades at you. So just... it's pretty straightforward. You shoot the guys that keep appearing on the balcony, and when you've got somewhat of an opening, you want to start firing at Quill. So I think I'm going to start doing that now. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, you can't really shoot through the wall at her. You can try and guess where she is, but she doesn't show up on your blimp. I think she's the only boss that doesn't do that, because I'm fairly certain Raptor does later on. So as soon as you can hear some gunfight to your left. Oh, I'm going to mow down some more of the zombies. See, you saw a grenade there. That's what you're going to be careful of. He's going to chuck grenades in there constantly. So I'm going to keep firing on Quill, because, to be fair, the main priority is to get on Quill. The side enemies are your least of your worries, really. You just want to make sure that there's a decent number of them are down, so that you can sort of progress. Let's see, I'm getting blown up a fair bit here. But I think I prefer the right side, because you don't tend to get people with railguns on the other side. So yeah, you want to mow down both those enemies. Just get into a routine. It's a really simple fight once you get down to it. It used to terrify me a lot, but it was quite easy this time, and I think this strategy will work for anybody. If I can do it, as I always say, anybody can do it. Just keep mowing down those enemies on the balcony, and as soon as you think it's clear, focus about getting some rounds on Quill. Do not worry about ammo, because it seems to work off like Metal Gear Solid logic, and by that I mean, if you're not looking at the ammo, it will reappear in its designated place. If I was playing Metal Gear, I could have described that earlier. But ammo sort of spawns behind me near those chairs. If I'm not looking in that direction and I start firing through my ammo, more seems to appear on its own. I don't seem to have to go out of my way. Just keep firing at her. It's difficult to know how much health she has, so you just got to keep going. You'll know when the fight's over, because it'll end instantly. You don't have to worry about the enemies that are left. So that's why I say prioritise on her. And that's not much more to it, guys. It's a pretty straightforward fight once you get down to it. And I think it's quite intense, actually. I used to really hate this and say it's not well designed. I think the other boss fights are better. I think the first Raptor fight's really cool. There's only like 3 anyway, I think, or 4. So I guess it's... See, I've just picked up some railgun ammo because I wasn't there. I wasn't looking at it, so it's not... I don't think it'll appear if you just look at it. So go back to firing at Quill, just get as many shots off as you can. She doesn't seem to do all that much damage to you, to be fair. Only if you run in straight up to her like an idiot. And thankfully the railguns from the enemies, they don't kill you in one hit like Red Faction 1, they'll just take a health pack off you. And if you do this quite competently, guys, it will get quite quiet, because you'll be killing most of the enemies about. And yeah, that guy with the railgun isn't the most useful. I found that when you tend to just keep moving, he won't do a very good job of getting you. As you see, guys, I just picked up more railgun ammo there. So mow him down. And then I'm probably going to head out, and I'm going to be finishing this boss soon because the video's almost over. There it is. Direct headshot, and she's gone in one of the worst rendered cutscenes I've seen in my life coming up here. But you've done that, guys. You've killed Quill. You get a sniper rifle, which is actually really useful, and you're going to use it in the next level. But you should get through Quill no problems, I think. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.